Yeah, we really just kind of took up our backup idea.
We had nothing else. What were we supposed to do? We did so bad. We did so bad.
It was like, it's watchable, but only if you're not watching it.
That's not watchable. That's the very not definition of watchable.
If you just like put it on the background and don't pay attention, but just need sound.
No. Okay, so we're doing 2 episodes in one night, and the whole reason is because we messed up an episode so bad that we have to get ahead by at least an episode. Because normally what we do is record an episode, and then we're usually ahead by an episode, but we're literally behind by an episode. So we got to come up with something. So who knows what madness will go down in this episode?
Should be fun.
So our last, yes. So here we go. Here's
roll intro.
Well, okay. I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Deanna. And we're
the Halfwit sisters. All right. So welcome back. In our last episode, while DJ gathers herself up, in our last episode, we actually had a topic. We talked about fan fiction. We talked about it from like when we got into it, why we liked it, themes that we liked, and personally for me, how fan fiction helped launch my career as a writer. So that episode is here. And DJ got into her voice mods and how excited she is. So I'm sure you're going to be hearing some of those during this episode. So here's the problem. We have nothing really super planned for this, so we're just really going to be pulling shit literally off the top of our heads on this. So DJ came up with an idea.
The hot take random word generator minute, which will probably take longer than a minute because we have to fill an hour of time.
So we got a couple. We'll do some of that, but then we're also talking about maybe some books and some movie recommendations. And definitely, I think we can get into like some anime recommendation and maybe Netflix. Maybe we do some recommendations, huh?
Yeah, of our like movies, books, TV shows, things that we've been watching and reading.
Yeah.
And yes, fan fiction might be on there.
Oh, okay. I have not read any fan fiction in such a long time. I think the last bit of fan fiction that I read was something that I wrote. So really, I'm not great. The last thing I wrote was a Borderlands fan fiction, which is down in the description below. Okay.
Shameless.
All right. So let's go ahead and start off with probably let's get some energy in this. Let's get some energy. Let's do the random word hot take thing.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
Maybe I should set a timer. Google, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Sure, 10 minutes. Starting now.
Let's go for it.
All right. Navy.
We grew up in it. It's like, why would that be? Are we talking like Navy the color, or Navy like the ships, or Navy?
No, it's a random word generator.
Like, what are we going with here? Like, we grew up in it. We grew around it. Like, we're Navy brats. That's what we've called ourselves. What do you got?
It's a pretty color.
Oh my god, you suck. Next.
Proposal. Well, the proposal of starting a game with you went bigger than I thought, and I'm really happy we are there. And hopefully next week I will have more news on it.
Oh shit, I actually have some things to talk about. We'll save that for the last one then.
Okay. Wisecrack.
Definitely neither one of us, because we both have half a wit between the two of us that I question every time we do an episode like this, or like the night before when we're like,
what are we
talking about? Like, what are we doing?
Next word is image. We've done a whole thing about self-image, so next, pick. Pick.
Like, how's it spelled?
I pick you. I pick this. I pick that. Pick.
P-I-C-K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. I don't know. Some of these words might not mean anything to us, so. Doubt.
What I'm doing right now.
Doubting our life choice on this thing. Debate.
How dumb that stupid Mulan debate was. I will forever hate it. Here's the fucking pop-up, and I hate every moment of it.
Not my fault you didn't come prepared.
No, it was supposed to be about the movie, not the movie and 6 other comic thingies that came with it. What bullshit was that?
Now she knows when she debates me, she's got to come prepared.
I said we are debating the Mulan movie, and this bitch came with, here's the Mulan movie, the poem, the 1995 movie, and the one that was done by the Chinese. Whatever, next.
Racism. Awful. Oh, also, I don't...
I mean, yes, it's awful. Yes, it was done so nonchalantly.
Hold on. What the fuck is all this?
I don't know. Did you download a virus?
I don't even know where this sound's coming. Oh. It's
Trojan, what DJ downloaded onto her computer.
It's an ad on the freaking...
Oh, Trojan.
It's an ad on the freaking website.
I'm sorry. You can censor all of that.
No, it's the racism. Awful. But it reminds me of this TikTok that I think I sent it to you, where this guy's like, we're gonna rank the races. I'm gonna put it right here.
Yeah,
here it is.
We're ranking the best and worst races from around the world and putting them into a tier list. Now these next 2 races I can barely tell apart, so we're just going to lump them together. Don't tell me about they have different histories and cultures. I really don't care. They're the same. The Henry Ford Health Systems 200 and the Vetmic Company World 200 are the same race. They might as well be D tier.
Yeah. Link in the description.
Yeah. Movie.
So many.
Burn.
I don't know.
You can pull up a random word generator too, Becca.
No, you're doing all the effort.
Needle.
Oh, I hate those.
Oh my. I went to Disney last year, right? And I hand sewed things. And I bought fabric this year to hand sew a skirt. I don't know why. I hate using the freaking needle to do the sewing because I don't have a sewing machine. I have to do it by hand. Player.
I'm doing what you said. Get a random word generator.
Oh, so Google Music just went away, right? And I had to get a new music player for my phone. I'm just like, I don't even know where the freaking CDs that I bought on that thing are now.
Okay, reality.
It was a construct.
Okay, you were laughing harder at that than I was. Direction.
Why is the one thing that popped into my head One Direction? I didn't even listen to it.
I mean, I don't know, but that was something for a hot minute, wasn't it?
That was. Oh, these words suck. Hold on. I'm getting a new one.
Project. Something we're supposed to be doing and failing. It's like high school all over again.
It's fine. We're procrastinating. It'll be done in a minute.
I got until 11:59.
It's fine. Rock.
General. Enemy.
Sorry.
I don't hear anything.
Is kids screaming again?
Oh. I don't hear anything.
It just like happens randomly. Screams for like a minute, quiets down, and I'm like, called CPS on this. They couldn't find the child, so
You did your duty. Next word.
Inspector. Da-da-da-da-da. Inspector Gadget. Da-da-da-da-da.
Was totally not the right tune in the beginning there.
I'm great at this.
I'm gonna grab adjective generator.
Elephant. Did you ever write the elephant tea party?
No.
Okay, it's another thing you're procrastinating. It'll get done eventually.
I mean, like, look, okay. It's still out there, but I tried to write her. She gave me a prompt to write about two elephants drinking tea, and it wasn't supposed to get depressing. Here's the problem: I'm a depressing writer. What the hell did you want me to do? And I tried to do this thing while live on Twitch. Yeah, I went about as well as I did.
Wasn't that
It's
the one
still
that
out
I was,
there?
I like tuned in on that one, right? And we like somehow ended up talking about that one village in Europe. It's one of the words on here. Where we helped that old couple.
Yes. Yes, because I was looking at like really colorful housing that was like on the side of a mountain, and there was like this random town. It's somewhere between Portugal and Spain. This just random town on the side of this hill that had all these like really beautiful housing, and we just came across this couple that was stuck on the side of a road.
Yeah, and our parents were very kind to stop and help them home.
Internal. Okay, next. Pleasant.
This is a pleasant conversation.
Cowardly.
Cavalry?
Cowardly.
Like, I thought you said cavalry, and I was like, da-da-da-da. Cowardly.
Cowardly.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Do you remember that show?
Oh my gosh, do I ever.
Custody.
Not what's happening in that place.
Myth. I loved myths as a kid. Like, give me a good Egyptian, Norse myth. I love myths.
Okay, I pulled up random phrases. Swinging for the fences.
Oh, that's a baseball. You gotta swing for the fence. I don't know. You
don't know what that phrase means? It means giving something your all.
Yeah, so you can get that home run. Haunt.
Like going to a place that is your favorite place to go.
Haunt?
Yeah, haunt. Like it's your favorite place to go.
Yes.
Oh, we hit 10 minutes. Okay, Google, you can stop. We hit 10 minutes, and man, was that a tragedy.
We're going to watch this back and just be like, Well,
Money doesn't grow on trees.
yeah, technically it doesn't because money is actually a fabric. Oh my God, there was this TikTok that came across my feed of like this girl just like for no nuance November was like, Dad, why don't you just print more money? Because I was like, there's a country that tried that. Money does not grow on trees for a reason.
Right out of the gate.
Being the fastest, like horse racing, you want to be right out of the gate. You want to be the fastest.
Elephant in the room.
Awkward.
Playing possum.
Awkward. Playing dead. Like,
Cut the mustard.
I don't know. What is that? What the fuck is cut the mustard?
To cut the mustard is to meet a required standard or to meet expectations.
So basically everything Delta does not do.
Look, we have family that is tied to that particular company.
No, Delta, as in Delta leader.
No. I'm thinking Delta Airlines. Oh shit, we don't have any family tied to Delta Airlines.
No, we don't. Other airlines, yeah. No, I was talking Delta. Like Belladonna's
Delta.
boss.
Oh, totally. My head's not in that. Whatever. Roll with the punches.
Went right over your head.
Roll with the
roll
punches.
with punches is just going with the flow. Like the punch comes, you just like let it roll off you. You keep going.
Heads up.
7 Up. I'm so sorry. Apparently I'm loopy right now.
Have you eaten?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Thanks for joining us in that hot mess.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was fun.
Was it? Was it really? Okay. So now let's move on to recommendations. What do we want to do? Book, movie, TV, anime,
Look,
video
we still got the
games?
better part. We still got like 40 minutes to fill, so we're just gonna go over all of them.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
So let's go in alphabetical order. Books. I devoured the.
How long do you want to do it? Do you want me to put like just another 10 minutes on the clock?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, Google. Put 10 minutes on the clock.
All right, 10 minutes. Starting now.
So, right after I went to the Spy Museum, we had the Spy School novel that I saw at the thing. I devoured them. Super funny. They're kid books. I was literally rolling on the floor at some point, so that's a really fun book, especially if you have kids like in the younger age bracket that you want to read with them. That's a really good recommendation for those. You?
I would recommend Peter Pan in the Starcatcher series. It's sort of a retelling of the Peter Pan series. I've also read the original Peter Pan, and I've read the Peter Pan in the Scarlet Coat, which I hate Peter Pan in the Scarlet Coat. But Peter Pan in the Starcatcher series is another one of those really easy. It's a YA, which means young adult novel. Super fun to read. Kind of tells you why and how Peter Pan got his powers and how he came in and kind of how he came into contact with Mary and who Mary. Yes, Mary, because that's the name of Wendy's mom. Wendy's mom, right? And how he came into contact with Mary and George, and why they eventually forget about Peter Pan from the story. And because there's like a single line in the original Peter Pan where George is like, I remember that thing. It's a great book. It's a great series. Highly recommended. If anything, at least read the first one. It's super fun, and I couldn't put it down when I picked it up.
What were... Hold on. Let me grab it. Let me see if I have it. Hey.
Getting mail from my place called Jasmine Threading Salon to this apartment. Can you believe that? Registered a business here.
That's weird. Okay. Anything by this author? The Amelia Atwater-Rhodes. She did the vampire and shapeshifter stories that you loved when we were kids.
Huh?
Yeah. You're the one that could turn me on to this author.
Huh? Oh, Devil in My View.
Yeah.
Devil in My View was such a good story. Picked up the story you wanted to read before that was Something in the Forest.
So it was the Den of Shadows Quartet. So it started with In the Forest of the Night, then Demon in My View, Shattered Mirror, and then Midnight Predator.
Okay, I only read the first two. I didn't know more came out after that. I didn't know. I only read the first two, and the first two, again, first-person narratives. Like I said, I read them. There's a reason. Guys, don't hate me, but those two stories were just phenomenal. They're vampire stories, and Demon in My View, of those two, Demon in My View is my absolute favorite. I don't know what it was about it, but just like the build-up for one of the characters, I think her name was Jessica.
Yeah, probably.
To meet up with who was the villain of the first one, and the way that the two just kind of, I think it's fall in love, was just kind of chef kiss, man. Just chef kiss.
So that's an author I really like. I also like the Anne Rice Interview with the Vampire. I loved that series.
I know that the books are better than the movie.
Yes. Which, speaking of two other books and movies, World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
The movie I enjoyed, and it made me want to read the book by Max Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
But reading the book, just phenomenal. It's just the stories of the survivors and how they got to where they were. You can tell where they pulled some of the ideas from the book into the movie, because they obviously changed a lot, because this is the oral history of the zombie apocalypse. And that was just like one story. And then this was a movie that we love, which is Howl's Moving Castle.
Right.
I found out it was a book first, and the book is phenomenal. I have a friend who loves the book and hates the movie because of the changes they made. But I like both.
Okay. You think with all the books I've had here that I would have read all of these?
I'm looking back at my bookshelf and I'm like, I haven't read that book yet. I don't remember what that book is about.
Some of these
That's just a classic.
Okay, I've got a few I pulled out. Alrighty. Some I haven't read all the way through, but I'll give you like what I've read. I lied. I pulled out the ones. One of the books that I definitely cannot find right now, but it's actually the very first book I ever read on my own. It's called Bamboo Flute. It's a short book. It's a short Australian story, and it's about a boy who grows up in sort of, I think it's like after World War II, It's like it's like I think it's after World War II. It's about a boy who lives on a farm, and he's slowly learning music from this drifter, and it's so beautifully told. Another first-person novel. I swear to God. And there's this one called The Leviathan. There's another one out called The Behemoth. I haven't gotten to it. This is steampunk. It's really well written. It's about a girl. Where is it? It's about a girl who gets on an airship. Drea is a girl disguised as a guy in the British Air Service. She must fight for her cause and protect her secret at all costs. And Elk and Darren are thrown together aboard the mighty airship Leviathan. Though fighting side by side, their worlds far apart. British fabricated beasts versus German steam-powered war machines. They are enemies with everything to lose, yet somehow destined to be together. I don't know if I finished that one. I'm pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure I finished it, but the second book I couldn't find it. Here's another one that I really enjoy reading. It's called Batman and Psychology. This is everything about Batman from a psychological point of view. Sorry. From a psychological point of view. So it takes a look at Batman himself and then each of kind of the villains that he comes across throughout his career and what psychological problems they have. This is a fun one to read. And I've been reading that because it's, maybe I want to base like a villain and I want to have like a better reason as to why I built them in a certain way. Then I'm getting into some nonfiction because I switched over to nonfiction reading for a while as I got more into writing. Here's my next one. Badass ultimate death matches. There's another one that's out there called Badasses of History, and there was a third one out there, Badass Women of History.
Don't you have that?
I have them. I thought I had them. Yeah. Badass, The Birth of Legend. I don't have that one. And the ultimate. So this is everything that's like death battles in history. And they just get, and it's incredibly fun to read. It's not, like some history books get super dry, but these are so freaking fun to read. Because he's always like, so just think about Sledgehammer running face first into a man. It's just so great. And the highly recommend. He also has a website, and I can't remember what it is. But it's so fun to read. Highly recommend his series, any of his series. And my last one this is another fun one for me to read. Bullies, Bastards, and Bitches. How to Write Bad Guys of Fiction. This is another fun. I go back to this frequently when I'm trying to like really craft, like even while I'm doing our Belladonna stuff, like I go back to this frequently because it's fun to read, but also really just breaks down how to write
Bullies, bastards, and bitches.
Yes, and villains, and also just talks about how to set the mood and tone of just narrative in general. So yeah, those are some of my recommendations.
We should.
That's our 10-minute mark.
Make sure you write a list of the books that you recommended, because we should put them in the description.
Okay. Nah, shit. Well, I got some of them here.
But
okay.
I have might have to go back through when we're editing and approving them.
The hardest one is going to be the movies. Okay.
So yeah. So definitely recommend those books. Next, movies and games is the other two. TV shows, movies, and games. So if we're going in alphabetical order, games are next. I should
point out, we did also say anime, and if we were going in alphabetical order, we really should have started with anime.
Yeah, but anime is like the TV shows of the anime or the movies of the anime.
All right.
So games. A couple board games that I love are the Betrayal at the House on the Hill. It has an extension pack, but basically it has 50 different endings that you can play.
I need to put 10 minutes, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, Google. Another 10 minutes.
All right, 10 minutes. Starting now.
It has 50 different endings that you can play, and you build the board game out as you go. So even if you play the same ending, the board could be completely different from the last time you played it. And it's just a lot of fun because
I'm good. Keep going.
it's just I really enjoy it because you're playing a different game every single time. I had one friend that I would play with it a lot, and every time we put down the chapel, I would always end up singing, "Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married." So, it's a lot of fun. Definitely recommend Betrayal on the House on the Hill.
Joking hazard. I don't like a lot of board games. I don't even. I
You
don't.
can do video games too.
Listen first. I know. I'll get to my video games, but you started with board games, so I'm trying to share. I don't like a lot of board games myself, but there are a couple of games that I do enjoy. Joking Hazard is one of them. They're done by the same people who do Cyanide and Happiness. It's a series. It's a card game, and the way that it's played is you have seven cards in your hand, I believe, and then you put two cards down on the table, and then you have to put down the punchline, and it can lead to some really nasty and funny jokes all around. And then the person who put down the original cards will have to pick who put the funniest punchline down. It's really fun. It can be a really fun game, and you can just see how twisted your friends are. I would put it up there with people who really like to play games such as Cards Against Humanity. So really, if you're looking for something to shake up, Joking Hazard is another good one.
Video games that I've been enjoying. I really enjoyed Outer-Worlds.
Okay.
That one I really liked because it's a game that you can play, and it just, depending on the choices you make, could change the game.
Right. That's a good role-playing one, yeah, for sure. The other one, and what's that company called? This is the company name. They do some really great work anyways. They're best known for one of the best games that they're known for in that genre as well is Fallout New Vegas. So if you're looking to see any of their other games, Fallout New Vegas, and also the South Park game Fracture Butthole. It's another one that they done. Don't ask me, I'm just saying. They tend to do some licensed content as well. Of course, Destiny 2, I'm really getting into it. Their latest update to their story is something that is really just fascinating to me. I really like how they're bringing in just the mention of darkness and how they're kind of bridging the gap between some of the other ideas that they've had going on within the Destiny universe for a long time. So Destiny 2 is kind of in my realm. I wasn't a big fan of theirs at the beginning, but since then they've kind of redeemed themselves. Another one that I'm playing right now is called Control. Now the thing about Control is its story is told through different ways. It's told through pickups, through sound bites, and through kind of what I like to call, and probably has a different name, but what I like to call a 1920s detective style storytelling. And what I mean by that is like everybody's standing in the same scene, but then like the detective like steps out to say something strictly to the audience or mention something directly only in their head that only the audience is privy to. That's what I call like the detective style. So, or more like the radio drama. So if you approach that, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like how Control does their storytelling. My suggestion is to think of them telling of this narrative style as a radio drama, and it changes the way that entire thing is going. Because that helps me a lot more than just trying to be like, oh my god, she's talking to herself again. That's helped me a lot. Then another game that I really, 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 really love, and I know I'll let you get one more in.
Hold on. Oh, go ahead.
Another game that I really, really love, and it's a roguelike game, and it's called Dead Cell. It's phenomenal. It's so good. It's frustrating as hell, and I've only gotten up to 2 boss cells now. You could get up to like 4 or 5 boss cells, but every time you get a new boss cells, it fundamentally changes the way the game goes. And what I mean by that is, yes, you still have the same weapons and you still have the same attack and rolls and stuff like that, but the enemies, your strategies, those all changed because the difficulty always ramps up. And it's just not like, oh, it ramps up a little. No, I mean, it goes from 1 to 10 real quick. So yes, those are some games that I really enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, I also enjoyed Division.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, do you want to play that again sometime this week?
Yeah, we can. Oh, Raft. we played Raft. How did you like that?
I liked it, but I kind of felt bad because I don't. It was literally 1 second I was just I was tired because I had just woken up from a nap, and then all of a sudden my head just wanted to do this because my headphones were heavy. Took my headphones off. My head was just heavy.
Oh, okay. We'll have to get you in next time, but our friend and I have been really enjoying Raft.
Yeah.
It only took us three game sessions, and I've been really enjoying Phasmophobia when I can find a group to play with, but I've been really enjoying Phasmophobia, and I like some of the updates that they've been doing. They actually have some ghosts sing to you now.
Oof.
Yeah. Some ghosts sing to you, some ghosts laugh. I was playing the other day, and I was calling out the ghost's name, just going, Daniel Thomas, Daniel Thomas, Daniel Thomas. And all of a sudden I heard this, and I turn and I look, and right down the corridor next to me is a bunch of windows, and I see the ghost just pop up and start walking down. It was 10 times scarier than when the ghost pops up in front of you. I swear, I very nearly shat myself and freaked me out. I was like, what's singing? Boop. And he continued to sing down his walk of that corridor. I swear, I nearly lost my goddamn mind.
Oh, no. I already don't like that game. So my headphones have surround sound built in.
Yes, that is mine.
So it's just it's just
that game does great job in sound design. I gotta say, when you walk into a house, that is what claustrophobia sounds like.
Yeah.
100%. That is what it does. Such a good. You walk in and it's pressure on you. Pressure just from the sound alone is pressure, and then you walk outside and you're just oh my god, I can breathe.
Yeah,
the rain, I don't care, rain, thunder, come down on me.
So you walk in and I just it's all around you. I know I'm in my apartment, but I feel like I'm not, and
It does. It's a phenomenal job in sound design. That's what keeps bringing me back, because I'm always what new things are they gonna do with just the sound design alone, right? And adding those little humming and singing and the laughter and the creaks, it just adds stuff to this atmosphere that just transcends. I can't I can't, like, the fact that you're so terrified to even go back and play that game just it is a testament to how well that game is designed.
Yeah. I do not like it, but it's because it literally just terrifies me.
Yeah.
And of course I've been obsessed with Among Us.
Yeah, and now they got proximity chat out, and like we haven't had a chance to really get into it yet, but
yeah, we had trouble with it the last time, so we have to figure out how better to do that. But I'm looking forward to being able to play with that.
yes. Oh, dismiss. 10 minutes up.
So that was our games,
Mm-hmm.
and now movies.
10 minutes. Start. All right. Okay. So, you want to start?
I mean, I've started the last two. Do you want to start, or? I mean, I can start.
I am all about action movies, so I'm just gonna jump. Action movies, martial arts movies, those are my jam. So I'm gonna go right into some of my fave, and one right now that just I'm always gonna recommend. Yes, Taken, great movie, but there's one that does it better, and that is a Korean action flick, and it is called The Man from Nowhere. It's set up with this guy, again, Korean, but it's set up with this guy who runs this what are you, pawn shop? Pretty much a pawn shop. And they set up this relationship with this little girl and him, just phenomenal. And when she gets, spoiler, you already know it's got a Taken theme to it. So when she gets kidnapped and he goes off for her, just it is on. It's a phenomenal film. The action is incredible. The knife fights are incredible. Just everything is just well done, and the story is just Ray approved. Bah. Ray approved. That's definitely one. Do you want to just go back and forth, or?
Yeah. Really, my kick lately has been Christmas movies. So like the Netflix, what they just ended up doing with the Princess Switched again is making their own cinematic Christmas verse.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. But it starts with the Christmas Prince and it goes all the way into the newest, the Princess Switched again. All of those movies I really enjoyed. Cheesy Christmas movies about falling in love with royalty.
Okay.
You know, your stereotypical.
All right, bringing us back over to action. There's a movie called Chocolate. So this comes from the creators of On Bak the Warrior. If you've seen any Tony Jaa movies, this is kind of like the female version of this. I don't know. They don't really say that this girl has autism, but she's definitely somewhere on a spectrum. And what she does is she learns Muay Thai, then goes and beats up a whole bunch of people because her mom has cancer, and for some reason these people have money that belonged to her mom at some point. There's a whole story there, but I'm not going to ruin it all for you because I feel like that will completely give the plot away. But that's what she goes and does. Again, just the action alone and the way that they pull some of those scenes together, great. Again, it comes from the same people that have put together On Bak the Warrior, Protector, any of those Tony Jaa movies, though, right up there with those.
Which Tony Jaa, definitely recommend any of those.
I don't know. Like some of his newer movies, though, he's gone more for like the acting style and moved away from his action. And it's
his earlier work.
Yeah, his earlier work, which kind of like even some of his earlier work isn't so great. But On Bak the Warrior is really what kind of made him shine. Protector is one where everybody jokes on him about because that's the one where he was screaming, "Where's my elephant? Where's my elephant?" the entire time. And like the first On Bak the Warrior movie was great. The second one was okay, but they were trying to like gas up on the second one. And then Wait. Am I mixing up Protector and Protector 2 with On Bak 2? I know at some point they decided to make Ambach back in time. Not like he went back in time, but like how Muay Thai came to be. And that's where like Ambach, like the next Ambach the Warrior movie went to. And it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad, but he was like an outsider who suddenly got thrown into like this tribe, and then he had to fight for survival. Like that's where it went to. And then like he fought a prince. I don't know. It got weird. It just went off. Like so, as you can tell, I love the fight scenes, and their fight. Like some of them are just so incredibly choreographed. Like in particular, Protector has like almost like a 7-minute, 14-minute non-stop, no cut fight of him just going up the stairs and just kicking ass. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Studio Ghibli. Spirited Away.
Into the anime movies. Yeah.
Yep. Spirited Away. My favorite is Kiki's Delivery Service. Those are just phenomenal films.
Any Studio Ghibli movie.
The only one I don't like is Pongo or Poyo.
Oh yeah. Their take on sort of the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, it was weird because they basically put the fate of the world on a 5-year-old falling in love.
Yeah, it wasn't their best.
So other
but
than that,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
So Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Princess Mononoke, Cat's Return, like all of those movies, so good. My favorite is definitely Howl's Moving Castle of all of them. Okay, so going back to holiday movies on Netflix, Claws.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Neil and I watched that. Oh my god.
I'm gonna pause right here for a second on the timer just to talk about this movie. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Who could?
Like the Netflix trailer doesn't do it justice. Does not. It is. Yeah, it has some music in there. Has some really incredible stuff, but like the setup for Kris Kringle. The setup, like this is it's the most important thing to say here. It is a retelling of the birth of Santa Claus. That is what this movie is about. And it is phenomenal.
Just, oh my god. We got done watching it and it was just, I
watched it on my own and I didn't watch anything after it. I just sat there and I was like, that was a fucking good ass movie.
Yeah. And also just like the girl with a carrot.
Yeah. Just go watch it. It's on Netflix. So good. So fucking good.
Yeah.
So good. Halfwit approve.
It gets the full wit.
Oh, just like full wit. So right, let me start the timer again. But yeah, that was a good one. Guardians, the Guardians
with Jack Black. Yes. Rise of the Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians, yeah. Woo. Rise of the Guardians. Probably one of my favorite holiday movies to come out in like the last decade.
Yeah.
Really good. I wish they had a second one. I feel so bad for people because a lot of people are like, this should be Elsa's boyfriend. I'm like, it's two separate companies.
Oh, did you see that whole thing about now, while she's not an official Disney princess, Anastasia is now on Disney Plus?
Really?
Yeah, so she's not a Disney princess. She was a Fox princess.
Mm.
But
Oh, right, because Disney bought Fox, right?
Yeah, so she's now on Disney Plus.
Nice, nice. I would be excited to see like what they do with Anastasia now that they have the rights to it. I'd be excited to see. Like, are
I
they
would love to see like a live action version of that one,
a live action, or would they like how? Yeah, how would they reboot this?
Or just remaster the original? Now I know there was a slight problem with it on like the reason the creator went to Fox is because he hated Disney. So it's kind of slap in his face.
One of the reasons why is because like he'd been working for Disney, or he tried to get something with Disney and Disney like screwed him over, and so that's why he went. Right? Like a lot of like
and
pause.
Disney does that.
Pause. Another sidebar. One of the things to know is like early 1990s, right? There was like competition. Disney owned the movie for cartoons.
Yeah.
Disney owned it. Like they owned the box office. So many people were trying to like compete with them. Fox, DreamWorks, and DreamWorks I think was a spin-off from Disney because they like tried to, I don't know, maybe I'm making shit up.
I want to say they're a company that had like started with Disney, but then broke off, but then went back to Disney. Just like Pixar, they kind of had that back and forth.
I don't know. This is going to be history we have to look up now. I'll put it down in the description below, whatever I find. But I'm pretty sure we're making shit up now. Like, no. I remember there was like this big thing, right? But that's where you saw a lot of DreamWorks beginning stuff like Prince of Egypt. Oh shoot, what was that castle one? The Quest for Camelot. That's what it's called. Quest for Camelot. Anastasia. Cats Don't Dance. DJ.
Mother.
Cats Don't Dance. I did a TikTok on that today. Cats Don't Dance. It was choreographed by Gene Kelly. Yes, Gene Kelly from Singing in the Rain. That person. Oh. Anyways. But there were all these studios trying to compete with Disney because they own the box office. But
Disney would do everything in their power to squash them, like what they did with Ferngully.
Yeah, Ferngully.
Which another recommendation, Ferngully.
Yeah, don't watch Ferngully 2. It's not bad. It's just not good. Yeah. So like, there's all these like good movies from that time that got lost in the shuffle because of the way that Disney promoted and like really worked hard to make sure like these things just did not see daylight. Yes, they hit the theater. We saw them in theater. Yeah. We're old enough to have seen them in theater.
And they're wonderful works of art.
Mm-hmm.
But Disney will literally just be like, hey, watch this movie instead.
Like release against it. And people are like, oh, yeah, we know you exist, but Disney. Right? So that's where that all comes from. So going back to what we were talking about, yes. Cool. I would love to see a reboot, I guess. Okay. So anything else? Any last movie recommendations?
Unleash.
I mean,
it's the holiday
I loved
season.
Unleash. It was one of my favorite movies. It's another action movie. It's got Jet Li in it. It's so good. Jet Li and Morgan Freeman is in it. Come on. If you want more action movies or martial arts films, I should say, ask me down in the comments and I will be happy to recommend some.
And then I will leave this with my last recommendation for the holiday season, the wonderful classic Christmas movie, Die Hard.
Oh my god, I saw somebody do a nuance where they're like, it's not a Christmas movie. Somebody
It is a
directly
Christmas
after
movie.
that go, it is a Christmas movie. I'm so done with that whole
It's set
whatever.
during Christmas.
Whatever. Whatever. You know what else is a Christmas movie?
What?
Peppermint.
That's a good movie. It's a
So
Christmas
good.
movie.
That's also on Netflix. It just came out on Netflix. Peppermint.
So go watch those 2 beautiful Christmas movies. So we can either end it here or we can go ahead and go into TV shows and go a little longer. What do you want to do?
I think that's a good ending.
Yeah.
That's a good end. So here's what we'd like to see from you.
What movies do you recommend? What books do you recommend? Games? Have you read or watched or seen our recommendations and do you enjoy them? Do you agree Die Hard and Peppermint are Christmas movies? There is a right answer.
Peppermint's so not a Christmas movie. It doesn't even happen during Christmas.
It's Christmas themed, so
Peppermint's an action movie.
Yeah. Other than that, you know what to do.
Like, comment, hit that bell icon so you can get notifications. And we'll see you next time.
Post a video. See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.